In a lush and lively forest, there lived a cute and mischievous caterpillar named Benny. Benny had a big dream. He wanted to climb the tallest tree in the entire forest. However, Benny was just a tiny caterpillar, and the towering tree seemed impossible to reach. One sunny morning, Benny decided he wouldn't let his size stop him. With his determination, he set out on his adventure. Along the way, he met an old squirrel named Sammy, who lived in the oak tree. Sammy had seen countless creatures attempt to climb the tall tree, but none had succeeded. Benny, not one to be easily discouraged, approached Sammy and said, "I want to climb the tallest tree in the forest. Can you help me, Sammy?" Sammy chuckled. "Well, little Benny, I'll help you. But you'll have to prove your determination. I have 3 tasks for you." Benny agreed eagerly, ready to prove himself. Sammy handed him the first task, a basket full of acorns. "You must carry this heavy basket up the steepest hill in the forest and back without dropping a single acorn." Benny, though small, was strong-willed. He carefully carried the basket up the hill, his little legs working tirelessly. With determination, he completed the task and returned to Sammy with all the acorns intact. Impressed, Sammy gave Benny his second task. "You see that stream over there, Benny? You must build a tiny bridge from pebbles and twigs and help the ants cross safely." Benny set to work, constructing a small bridge that was just perfect for the ants. They crossed with ease, and Benny's heart swelled with satisfaction. He had passed the second task. Now, Sammy presented Benny with the final challenge. "For your last task, Benny, you must find the rarest flower in the forest, the rainbow blossom, and bring it back to me." Determined as ever, Benny ventured deep into the forest, searching high and low for the elusive rainbow blossom. It took days, but his perseverance paid off. He found the beautiful flower, with its petals displaying every color of the rainbow. With the rainbow blossom cradled in his tiny leafy hands, Benny returned to Sammy. The old squirrel was overjoyed. "You've completed all 3 tasks, Benny. You've proven your determination and kindness. Now, it's time for your ultimate challenge." Sammy guided Benny to the base of the tallest tree in the forest. It reached up to the sky, its branches seeming to touch the heavens. "Climb, Benny, and reach for the top," Sammy encouraged. Benny took a deep breath, gathered all his courage, and began to climb the tall tree. He inched his way upward, branch by branch, leaf by leaf. It was a slow and challenging climb, but Benny's determination never wavered. As he neared the top, Benny felt a rush of excitement. He had conquered his dream. At last, he reached the highest branch, and from there, he could see the entire forest below. He had done it. Benny's achievement spread through the forest like wildfire, inspiring all the creatures who had once thought the tree was unreachable. They cheered for Benny, celebrating his determination and spirit. From that day on, Benny the caterpillar became a symbol of perseverance and courage in the forest. And as he gazed down at the world from the highest branch, he knew that dreams, no matter how big, could be achieved with determination and a little help from friends like Sammy. Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a beloved teacher named Mrs. Thompson. She had a heart full of kindness and a smile that could brighten the gloomiest day. Mrs. Thompson's students adored her. They looked forward to her classes, where she made learning fun and exciting. She often shared stories and encouraged her students to dream big. But one day, tragedy struck. Mrs. Thompson fell ill and had to leave her beloved school. Her students missed her terribly, and the classroom felt empty without her warmth. Weeks turned into months, and the village children struggled with their studies. They longed for their teacher's return. In her absence, they realized how much she meant to them. One day, a letter arrived. It was from Mrs. Thompson, and the children gathered eagerly to hear what she had to say. She wrote about her illness and her longing to be back with her students. She promised to return as soon as she could. The students were overjoyed and counted the days until Mrs. Thompson's return. They decided to prepare a surprise welcome party for her, with heartfelt cards and drawings expressing their love and gratitude. Finally, the day came when Mrs. Thompson returned to the classroom. Her students cheered and hugged her tightly. Tears of happiness flowed freely. Mrs. Thompson, although weak from her illness, smiled at her students. She realized that her absence had shown them the true value of education and the importance of their bond. The students vowed to study hard and make her proud. As Mrs. Thompson resumed her role as their teacher, the classroom once again filled with laughter and learning. The students appreciated her more than ever, and their love for her deepened. In the end, this tragic period had a silver lining. It strengthened the teacher-student bond, reminding everyone that sometimes, we only truly appreciate the things we have when they're temporarily taken away. Mrs. Thompson's return brought happiness back to the classroom, but it also brought a deeper understanding of the value of their teacher and the gift of education.
Once upon a time in a colorful orchard, there was a little apple named Andy. Andy was the rosiest, plumpest apple in the whole orchard, and he lived high up in a leafy tree. Every day, the sun would shine down, and the gentle breeze would sway Andy's branch, making him giggle with joy. One sunny morning, a curious toddler named Timmy visited the orchard with his parents. Timmy's eyes lit up when he saw Andy glistening in the sunlight, and he reached out with his tiny hands to pluck the apple. Andy, feeling a little nervous, was gently picked by Timmy and held close to his face. The toddler's eyes sparkled with wonder as he examined the apple's bright color and shiny skin. With a delighted giggle, Timmy took a big, juicy bite. The sweet, crisp taste of the apple made him smile from ear to ear, and he couldn't help but share a piece with his parents. Andy, now part of a happy family picnic, felt proud to bring joy to Timmy and his loved ones. From that day on, Andy knew that his purpose was to be the tastiest and happiest apple he could be, making toddlers like Timmy smile with every bite. And so, in the orchard filled with laughter, Andy learned that being a delicious apple was the most wonderful thing in the world.
Once upon a time in a magical forest, there lived a kind and gentle blue fairy named Luna. Luna was known far and wide for her beautiful heart, which shone brighter than the bluest of skies. Every day, she fluttered her delicate wings and sprinkled kindness and love all around. The animals and creatures of the forest adored her, and she would often visit them, singing sweet lullabies to help them sleep and granting wishes to those in need. One sunny morning, Luna stumbled upon a lonely baby deer named Daisy, who had lost her way. With a touch of her radiant heart, Luna guided Daisy safely back to her family, filling their hearts with gratitude. Luna's lovely heart was her most precious gift, and it made the entire forest a place of joy, where love and kindness bloomed like the most beautiful flowers. And so, the blue fairy Luna continued to spread her warmth and love, ensuring that everyone in the forest lived happily ever after.
Once upon a time, on a sunny farm nestled between rolling hills and a sparkling blue river, there lived a cheerful group of animals. There was Old MacDonald, the farmer, who wore a straw hat and plaid overalls, and he had a big red barn where the animals lived. Every morning, as the rooster crowed, the farm came alive with the sounds of clucking chickens, quacking ducks, and mooing cows. The pigs oinked with delight as they rolled in the mud, and the sheep huddled together to stay warm. The farm was a busy place with tractors plowing the fields and scarecrows standing tall to protect the crops. The toddlers would visit the farm, giggling as they fed the ducks at the pond, their tiny hands holding out breadcrumbs. They watched in wonder as fluffy chicks hatched from their eggs, and they even helped gather colorful eggs from the chicken coop. The toddlers loved riding on the farmer's tractor, bouncing along the bumpy dirt roads, and they would end their day with a picnic under the shade of a giant oak tree. As the sun set over the farm, the toddlers would say goodbye to their new animal friends, promising to return soon, their hearts filled with the joy of a day spent on the farm. And so, with smiles on their faces, they waved farewell to the farm, a place where adventures and friendships blossomed, ready to dream of more farmyard fun until the next visit.
In a magical kingdom, hidden deep within an enchanted forest, lived a kind and compassionate pink fairy named Petunia. She was known far and wide for her ability to make flowers bloom with a touch of her gentle hand and a sprinkle of her sparkling fairy dust. But there was one flower that held a special place in her heart, the hope rose. The hope rose was no ordinary flower. It had petals as soft as silk, and its fragrance carried a whisper of inspiration. Petunia had nurtured this flower with love and care, for she believed it held a unique power, the power to motivate and inspire anyone who beheld its beauty. One sunny morning, as the golden rays of the sun filtered through the trees, Petunia decided it was time to share the magic of the hope rose with the world. With a wave of her tiny wand, she planted the hope rose in the center of the kingdom, where all the creatures could see it. Word quickly spread throughout the land about the extraordinary flower, and animals from the deepest corners of the forest came to witness its splendor. Birds perched on nearby branches to sing sweet songs of hope, and butterflies danced around the rose, leaving behind trails of sparkling dust. As the days passed, the hope rose began to work its magic. Those who visited the flower felt a renewed sense of purpose and determination. The grumpy trolls of the forest started to smile and help one another. The mischievous fairies began to use their magic for good deeds, and even the shyest creatures found the courage to pursue their dreams. One day, a young aspiring artist named Oliver visited the Hope Rose. He had always dreamed of painting the most magnificent masterpiece but had been plagued by self-doubt. As he gazed upon the rose, a warmth spread through his heart, and he felt a surge of creativity. Inspired by the Hope Rose, Oliver painted a breathtaking masterpiece that captured the essence of hope and motivation. Soon, the entire kingdom was filled with optimism and a can-do spirit. People encouraged each other, and dreams that had once seemed impossible started to become a reality. The Hope Rose's influence spread beyond the kingdom's borders, reaching distant lands, and inspiring countless others to pursue their dreams with passion and determination.
Tangerine trees stood tall, their branches forming an emerald archway. Raindrops danced on the leaves, creating a soothing melody. Tangerines littered the asphalt, gleaming like little suns. In the house on the right, Grandma Millie and her granddaughter, Sophie, peered through the window, fascinated by the sight. "Oh, what a splendid surprise!" Grandma exclaimed, her eyes twinkling. They dashed outside with buckets, ready to collect tangerines in the rain. Sophie giggled as she juggled tangerines like a circus clown, accidentally tossing one onto Grandma's hat. Oops, Grandma, you're a tangerine magician. Sophie laughed. Grandma grinned, balancing a tangerine on her nose. Indeed, my dear, life's full of little surprises, like this one. As they gathered tangerines, Grandma shared wisdom. See these tangerines? They remind us that even on rainy days, there's sunshine within us waiting to brighten the world. Sophie nodded, peeling a tangerine and offering a slice to Grandma. And sharing happiness makes it grow, just like planting tangerine seeds. Exactly, Grandma said, savoring the tangerine. Now, let's share these with our neighbors. They knocked on doors, sharing tangerines and laughter. The street buzzed with newfound camaraderie, everyone embracing the unexpected joy of the rainy day. As evening fell, Grandma and Sophie returned home, their hearts warmed by their little adventure. Sitting by the fireplace, Sophie asked, "What's the moral of our tangerine tale, Grandma?" With a twinkle in her eye, Grandma replied, "Darling, remember to find humor in life's mishaps, to share your sunshine, and to embrace the beauty of unexpected moments. Just like our tangerine street, life can be sweet, even in the rain." Sophie grinned, holding a tangerine high, to finding sweetness in every rainy day. And together, they made a sweet toast to the magic of tangerines, laughter, and the wisdom of Grandma Millie.